Welcome back to the channel, fat boys. Are you not mechanically inclined? Do you have your bike looked on by others? So here is what are the biggest pet peeves by mechanics. Let's get into it. How I got this list, I ended up talking to a couple different mechanics, both down in Florida and up here in Virginia, and this is the list I gathered from some of the mechanics that I talked to. So here's how to stay on your mechanic's good side. So starting out with number one, if you have saddlebags, make sure you empty your saddlebags before you take your bike to the mechanic. They do not want to have to work around all of your crap that you have inside of there. However, if you are traveling, they understand that you cannot empty your saddlebags because you're traveling, you're passing through, so they will work around it. But if you're a guy that just lives right down the street and you're local to the shop that you're going to, empty out your saddlebags. They don't want to take care of all your crap as well. They already got enough stuff to deal with. They don't want to have to work around your bags. And then for number two, it's also for the guys that live local. If you are local to your shop, don't take your bike to the mechanic filthy and unkept. Actually take care of your bike. Don't leave it up to them to have to wash it. They don't want to get even more dirty from your bike than they already are. They don't want to have to deal with all the dust flying around on them. They don't want to have to deal with all the mud. Take care of your bike and make sure it's at least rinsed off before you take it to the mechanic. That's just the nice thing to do for them. Another pet peeve of many mechanics for number three is covers on covers. What is that, you might say? Well, I had the same reaction. A cover on top of a cover is essentially any cover that is already on your bike, putting another cover over it. So for example, your outer primary cover. You can get another cover for that primary cover. There is no point in having that. And then that also ties into bolt covers or bolt caps. It is just a whole nother step for them to have to go in and take off those bolt covers or bolt caps, whichever one you call them. They do not want to have to take off all of that crap just to work on your bike. That's adding on extra time for them. So it's not even worth it for you to put it on, in all honesty. And then for number four goes towards the grandpa of the motorcycle world. You laying back on your big ass cruiser and you reach for your coffee cup, take off your cup holder before you take it to the mechanic. They do not want to have to work around that. They get tired of bumping into it and it hitting them the entire time they're working on the bike, making sure that whenever they have to take off the gas tank, it's not going to hit your cup holder, all kinds of crap. Just take off your cup holder. It will save them time because they do not want to mess it up for you. So you take it off, so their life is easier. Another really big pet peeve of a lot of mechanics is when someone brings in their bike finally because it is unmaintained and just abused. Especially those bikes that just sit for a really long time. If you have a motorcycle, like I always say, just get out and ride. Actually use it. You paid for it. So go ride your bike. Don't just let it sit. Don't let it deteriorate. But at the same time, make sure your bike is maintained. They want to make sure that your bike is well maintained. They don't want to receive a bike and it's just a giant pile of crap that should be totaled, and then they have to take care of that even more for something where it was just brought in for a simple oil change. No, they have to now do a lot more to that bike. And the number six is going to even me because I am guilty of this, but now I know much better, is to the person that does their own lighting work. If you work on your bike and decide to put on some custom lighting, make sure you take care of all of your custom wires. All of those extra wires, they do not want to have to take care of, especially when it's hidden underneath the seat and just kind of thrown in a giant bee's nest back there. It pisses everyone off. It pisses them off because they don't know where to start. They get lost in everything that's shoved underneath there. So don't do that to your mechanics. And I'm sorry to all my mechanics that I have done that to. My heart goes out to you. I've learned. I'm sorry. And then again for number seven, something a little bit more specific to the person is going to be, again, for someone with saddlebags. And this is for those booming sound system people again. You want to make sure that you don't hardwire your speakers in your saddlebag. If you are hardwiring your speakers, how are they supposed to take off your saddlebags when working on your bike. You have to take off your saddlebags in order to change your tires. You just have to. So you really don't want to hardwire your speakers to the saddlebag, or else otherwise they have to cut wires and then resolder them and then a whole bunch of other crap. It's just more work for them. Be good to your mechanics, people. Think a little bit further ahead. Hopefully this video was informative to you. Hopefully we will now all be treating our mechanics just a little bit better, bringing our bikes in just a little bit nicer for them, and being a little bit more thoughtful to all of them. So if you found this video helpful, if you found it informative, make sure you go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, and make sure you ring that bell notification. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace!